What was that movie we watched last night, was?
Yep, welcome to Big G and Ree, where today we are going to be talking about a movie we watched last night. We were kind of late jumping on the bandwagon. It was made in what, 2019?
Yeah.
Okay. It's Zach Bagans' Demon House. So that gave us the idea to talk about that movie and ghosts. What was your perspective of the movie?
My perspective of the movie was it was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. The people who supposedly had these demonic possessions all signed, movie deals. They lived in a low-income area in a poor part of Gary, Indiana.
They just wanted money.
That's all they wanted. And
Zach capitalized on that.
well, everybody in his crew that he had on the show as experts were all actors themselves. And you can go and check that out, look up their names.
Yeah, one of the, they called him a doctor of, what was it, biomechanical something or other, parapsychologist Barry Taff. He's this world-renowned person, but yet he has a GoFundMe because he's homeless.
And on top of that, he has done acting for other movies. Adam Albright.
Albright, something like that.
Adam Albrandt.
He's a director. He produces his own movies, and if you want to watch some demented horror movies, I suggest you go watch his stuff. I've seen better acting on the news when people are asked to recreate what happened.
There was a dog barking, woof, woof, woof. You mean stuff like that?
Yes.
Yeah. And I know Tony's going to edit a dog in there somewhere.
Definitely. So, have you ever had any experience with ghosts?
When I lived in Charleston, South Carolina. It's the craziest thing. I was at the old Navy base down there doing security. Don't ask me what company I worked for. I can't remember. But I was driving around the base one night, and I was on one of the back roads, and saw this, what I thought was this little girl standing in the middle of the road. I got out of my patrol car to go check on her, and she ran into the woods. By the time I got down to the other side, I looked for her, obviously. Thought it was weird. Went around to the other side, and she was standing in between what's now like the old Arsenal area. And went in and saw her again. Shined my flashlight on her. As soon as my flashlight hit her, she was gone. It wasn't until many years later that I found out that there used to be an old plantation home in the area, and that the little girl that lived on the plantation had actually drowned in the swamp.
Have you always been into that, or were you always the kind of skeptic?
I am the skeptic. I logically, there's got to be a reason for something happening.
Me, I've always been the believer. I've always been fascinated with the darker things of life. I've always believed in ghosts. I always wanted, my big thing I think is I always wanted proof, because I would like to know that there is actually something after this life.
I get that.
But no, I've always been the twisted, dark one. I buried my baby dolls.
After you did autopsies on them.
Yeah, after I autopsied them. I'm probably going to have therapists contact me now.
Oh, it's like, to me, I'm a logical person. There's got to be a logical reason why things happen and why things, why we can't see things.
Well, what was your logical reason with the girl you saw?
I don't have a logical reason for that.
Well, come on, there's always a logical reason behind everything.
Oh, I could have chalked it up to it was overnight. I was tired. I don't know. I may have been partying the day before I came to work. I don't know. It's just, I don't have a logical explanation for it. But I'm sure there is one. That area was crazy. That was also the same area I found the unexploded bomb in the water.
What's that got to do with ghosts? It's a naval base, of course. Yeah, you're going to find crap like that, probably.
I don't know. Maybe they did some radioactive testing in the area. I don't know.
No, but you're the type that believes in UFOs, right?
No. Honestly. A UFO is just an unidentified flying object. Most of the time, they can be identified.
But yet, you have dreams.
Here we go.
About Martians and little green men and every doggone thing else.
Okay, I probably ate something bad that night. Like you've never had a weird dream.
Oh yeah, I had this weird dream when I was little once, and God, that was... I'm such and such age now.
What, you don't want to tell your age?
It was this... I will never forget it. I was in a house, and I went and walked outside, and it was just this eerily quiet place. It was just, there was no movement, there was no wind blowing.
Sounds like where we lived in Georgia.
We were on a farm.
Could have been the house in Georgia.
And there was this cow standing in front of me. And I walked up to the cow, and I went and I pet it. Again, I was a little girl when I had this dream. I had to have been like 8 years old. And I went and I pet it, and its whole jaw just fell off, and this green slime just came oozing out. And no, I wasn't high.
I have nothing to say to that one.
Okay. Anyway, back to that movie last night. I don't think I have ever laughed and rolled my eyes so hard to a movie as I have that one. And I've watched a lot of shitty ass movies.
Yeah, we have.
I mean, we watched Killer Sofa.
Killer Tomatoes.
Killer Tomatoes. Lamageddon. Thank you.
Killer Donut.
The Killer Donuts. Yes. Rubber.
Yeah, I mean, we've watched some really stupid movies. So this is a first for us that we are actually wanting to talk about how shitty a movie was.
Yes.
So, with that being said, like I said, everybody in it was an actor. The most comical
There was no evidence whatsoever.
No, the most comical part I thought of the whole thing was when Zach was standing in the corner, and then all of a sudden, he lunged forward.
Yeah.
Like he was mad.
It was so stupid. He's standing in the corner, and Dr. Taff was in front of him. That was the funniest one. And Dr. Taft's back was to him, and he was just like... Don't forget, if you want to hear the rest of our show, tune in on Anchor and or Spotify.